Today on Teuty's track analysis, we have the track of the day for May 23rd, Louxoria by Heasto. Louxoria is a dirt track made primarily from that dirt surface, but there are also plenty of smaller road sections in the track, as well as one part of water. Though the time is not listed, the GPS time seems to be somewhere around a 45.4, and this is almost 2.5 seconds ahead of the author medal time. Louxoria only has a single finish, there are no speed checks on the track, and there are also currently no cuts. In terms of difficulty, I found Louxoria to be slightly harder than an average track of the day, rating it a 5.5 out of 10. The medal times still continue to be much easier than average, as my personal best of a 46.07 comes in nearly 1.8 seconds faster than the author medal time of 47.825. The gold medal time was 51 seconds, the silver 58 seconds, and the bronze 1 minute and 12 seconds. For the most part, I did not enjoy the track. The drifts in the track felt very weird, and they were made worse by the fact that there are multiple uncalculated gearing sections immediately before them. This made a large portion of the track feel extremely awkward to drive. With that said, I would rate Louxoria a minus. Moving on to the routes analysis, today we are using the current world record Ghost driven by Don Rye. They had a time of 44.86, and this is 1.21 seconds ahead of my personal best. So in today's video, we're going to do a bit of slow motion. I know that I used to do this at the beginning of the series. A lot of people didn't care for it, but I've had a lot of requests for it lately, and I think I found a better method to do the slow motion to make it quite a bit smoother than it originally was. So, going to be an experimental day. Of course, let me know what you think down in the comments. At the beginning of today's track, we'll see me and the world record drive over the penalty sand on the right. The world record will also do it on the left while I don't, but the main goal here is to get as tight inside corner onto the upcoming dirt section. But once you are onto that dirt, we'll be switching from third to fourth gear, so you want to make sure you are straightening out your car while doing so. Then coming up on this right-hand turn, you want to take the best outside line you can. The world record will do a much better job than I did, so of course this will allow them to pull a little bit further ahead. And then moving on to the next dirt section here, you want to start out fairly wide, so you can take this inside very tightly around that corner there, and then coming up you want to be on the inside of this corner as well. Somewhere along this dirt onto the road, you have a possibility of gearing up into gear 5, and you want to try your best to avoid that situation by releasing the gas to slow down a little bit. Really not much you can do outside of that. It's just an extremely uncalculated area here, and it'll also come up later as well. For this upcoming drift though, me and the world record take it completely different ways, with me going very wide here doing the drift so I can exit on a straighter, faster line, the world record taking it more inside the entire way. I'm not sure if either of these are better, to be honest. If my drift was a little bit better here on a more inside line, it might have been better, but the problem is I was a little bit too high here on the dirt entrance, so I'm going to have to turn very hard, and I'll end up sliding here very high to the right, and the previous Ghost then passes me. Moving into the little wall ride parts here, the world record will do some speed sliding to get that extra speed, but for the wall ride in general, you want to remain on the lower side. And then on the exit, wanting to be somewhere around the middle, too high to the left or right, is going to cause you to get airtime. Moving up to the next drift here, you have another possibility of gearing up into gear 5. So the same as last one, you want to try to avoid it. But you want to start this one out wide and just do a very small drift. I drifted a tiny bit more than the world record, so again, they will pull ahead. Onto the next dirt part here, you want to be fairly wide and be pretty aggressive towards an inside line here, and on the exit end up on the outside. For this drift here, I never could really figure out what it wanted me to do, but the world record goes out a little bit wider and just way later than I did. I'm also very aggressive on this inside line because I wanted to make sure I could get back on the outside entering this dirt part so I could get the inside line throughout it. And all that is left is the final turn into the finish, which you just want to remain on the lowest line possible. So yeah, a bit of an experimental episode today with the slow motion coming back. A lot of people have been asking for it, like I said, so I figured I'd get another shot, do it a little bit different, and hopefully make it a little bit smoother than it previously was. If I continue with it, obviously it'll improve over time with my timings and everything. I kind of have to predict what I'm going to say throughout the video. So, you know, I got to get those timings down, and that'll be smoothed out over time, again, if I do continue the slow motion route. But that's it for today. Hope you enjoyed. If you did, be sure to like the video and subscribe. Check the description for links to my Twitch and Discord, and be sure to check out all the other analysis videos already out on the channel. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you guys on Thursday for the next one.